Many would consider, including me, the most important Today Special of the year. It would be our CoQ10. CoQ10 is a product that's very close to my heart. It's kind of a play on words because there's probably no more important ingredient for your heart, even with all due respect to omega-3s, than CoQ10. That's where the highest concentrations are found because the muscle of our heart basically has to continue making energy efficiently or the heart doesn't function well. But it is close to my heart for quite serious reasons. That's the reason that we probably were the first to bring CoQ10 to the US. I wasn't aware of anyone else back at that time. This is back in 1984. Anyone else who had brought coenzyme Q10 to the US other than us, that we had brought it in from Japan, where the finest CoQ10 in the world originated. So it's something that I'm very proud of. The investment in time, energy, research that we performed at the time, and the fact that here we are, what is it now, 38 years later, and I doubt there's anyone that has more experience in making coenzyme Q10 supplements than we do. And we continue to do the hard work to improve the formula. And our formula today is not just the best it's ever been, the most comprehensive it's ever been, but over the last 5 years, I guess I keep saying, because the price, when you look at that 540 capsules and the 200 milligram potency of CoQ10 and all our unique special high potency Bcomplex components along with it, because you can't make energy without those Bcomplex components, even though CoQ10 is central to all energy production. And as we get older, we don't make as much CoQ10. We don't have the CoQ10 we need to produce that energy for our organs to work as efficiently as we'd like. Bcomplex vitamins are also scarce. And the scarcity of those Bcomplex vitamins, if you don't have them in adequate supplies, even the best CoQ10 can't deliver fully. So we make sure we also give you the most comprehensive, the most sophisticated, the most advanced Bcomplex supplement in the world, along with our CoQ10. And of course, we also give you vitamin C. Vitamin C works hand in hand with CoQ10 in terms of recycling their antioxidant, their protective capabilities. So there's no supplement like this available anywhere. And we even take it one step further, that whether you just want our amazing CoQ10 supplement, as I described, or whether you'd like to add 1,000 IU of vitamin D3, or whether you'd like to add 2,000 IU of vitamin D3, it doesn't cost a penny more. They're all the same price, whether just our original CoQ10 with full B-complex, our methyl B12, our methyl folate, all the incredible B vitamins we include, our special non-acidic vitamin C as well, or whether you choose to have that special CoQ10 formula enhanced with 1,000 IU of vitamin D3 or 2,000 IU of vitamin D3. The only consideration is what you want, because it doesn't change the price. So the price is identical, so with the additional vitamin D3, it just becomes an even better value. And I started to say a moment ago about that value, that probably 5 years ago, when we first had this dramatic decrease in cost on CoQ10, that I've tended to say every year, well, this might be the last great opportunity for CoQ10 at that price. I'm not going to say that this year, because I guess I've been the boy who cried wolf for 5 years. I'm not going to say that this year. What I'll say is, despite all that's going on in the world, so it's not inherent that CoQ10 is going up in price, say, anytime soon. Everything is, everything has. We all see it. Everything's more expensive. Fuel and energy costs more, and everything we make has to be shipped and moved around. We use energy to produce things. So I hope it's an amazing fact that our CoQ10 at that price that I thought years ago we'd never see again, it's at that price. So when you look back at old Today Specials on CoQ10, you'd be looking at a small supply, not the size supply we have today, but you'd be looking at a small supply, and it would cost more. And you'd be looking at 100 milligrams of CoQ10 or 30 milligrams of CoQ10, and you'd be paying multiples more per capsule. Yet today we have 200 milligrams of CoQ10, and as I said, even more comprehensive with free vitamin D3 if you want to add that as well. So I'm just proud of the fact that an ingredient that is as important as it is, and generally what I've always said, and I say this about vitamin D, that it's so rare when something is of incredible and exceptional importance. It's so rare that it's affordable. Usually the more important something becomes, the more unique and special it becomes, the more extreme the price becomes. With vitamin D, as important as it is, today it's free when you add it to your CoQ10. So I guess it's extreme, but on the good side of extreme, it's extremely affordable. And when it comes to CoQ10, which at one time would cost a few $1,000s a kilogram, literally more than $1,000 a pound for CoQ10, which is extremely expensive, and the prices of CoQ10 are 30 milligram formula. If you look at the price from back, say, 25, 30 years ago, 30 milligrams of CoQ10, the same number of capsules, would cost more than 200 milligrams of CoQ10. And that would even be at today's special pricing. So it's a great opportunity to get an ingredient that, despite all of the hype you see around nicotinamide mononucleotide and nicotinamide riboside, all these NR and NM and all these fun little acronyms, they can't come close to the fundamental, essential, critical role that CoQ10 plays. You hear a lot of talk about resveratrol, incredibly important. But again, CoQ10, the role it plays in the way we experience life, the way we produce energy, nothing even comes close. And how we produce energy, most of us think, okay, are we tired? Are we fatigued? Do we have that get up and go? Or did it get up and go? That's how we think about energy. But energy has a more, how would I say, almost like a more pernicious effect, something that we don't even really pay attention to or are aware of. Because the energy we possess, one thing to be aware of whether we have enough energy to engage in some kind of activity or if we feel sleepy or not. Another thing is whether or not our heart has enough energy to contract in the fashion and do the work it needs to do to circulate oxygen and nutrients throughout our body. Whether each and every one of the cells in our body, and that's why I always say that despite all these energy products and energy drinks and energy everything you see on the market, the most common sense, the most logical approach to energy is to approach it from the hundreds of trillions of cells in your body. Not to stimulate your brain or nervous system, have a little bit of caffeine or whatever it might be, or something that gives you that little jump or bump. No, but something that looks at how your body functions and gives your body the tools to produce the energy that we rely on, our organs rely on, whether it's our heart, our brain, our liver, our kidneys, our pancreas. Each of those organs rely on an abundant supply of energy to do the work they need to do for us. And even more kind of surprising, as brilliantly as our body is designed, yes, we circulate food around our body, the calories we might burn, but we do not circulate energy. Each and every cell, no matter how important, no matter how trivial, there might not really be trivial cells, unimportant cells in our body, but each and every one of the cells in our body is responsible for its own energy. It can't get it from its neighbor. It can't share it with its neighbor. It's all an individual response. And our collective perception of energy, our organs' collective ability to function, is a byproduct of the availability of energy. If you want to watch an organ's function, the heart, the lungs, liver, kidneys, if you want to watch the functioning of an organ decrease, simply reduce the availability of CoQ10. Yeah, we think if we reduce the availability of oxygen or we reduce the availability of fuel, eventually that'll have an impact. CoQ10 will have that same impact because you can't move the electrons around that are the energy, that is the energy we experience without CoQ10. So I could go on for hours talking about the unparalleled importance of CoQ10 to how we experience life as a human being. I'd say the vitamins and minerals in a multivitamin are critically and essentially important. Of course they are. But we tend to get some of them from foods. Not as much as we need or should. That's why a multivitamin, a multimineral is so common sense, such common sense. CoQ10 even more so, because it's not readily available from our diet. Our body makes a small amount, but that kind of leads us down the garden path. It makes a small amount when we're young. As we age, we need it just as much. It makes less, and maybe we need it more as we get older because we're dealing with the normal changes that happen with age. So again, when it comes to CoQ10, there's probably no other ingredient I could talk about, whether it's our amazing omega-3s, whether it's our amazing Essential 1 multivitamin, I can't talk about an ingredient and lavish more praise on it in terms of it being absolutely essential as a supplement. Some of these other ingredients, whether it's omega-3s, I could recommend you eat fish every day. We don't tend to do it, but at least you have an opportunity. Even with multivitamins, within our eye formula, you can have green leafy vegetables all the time. Get the lutein and zeaxanthin you need. Purple vegetables for the purple fruits for the anthocyanins. CoQ10, there's no real recommendation to make. You're either going to be producing what little we produce from our body, or we're going to be insufficient or deficient, and that's why a CoQ10 supplement is so important and why it's always so exciting to me that we could do it at such an incredibly affordable level for an ingredient that is so remarkably expensive. So I hope you take advantage of it. You will never regret the day you did, and you should read the reviews on it because it's virtually perfectly reviewed, thousands and thousands of authenticated, validated, verified reviews. Those reviews are, I think, about 97, 98% positive, almost 90% 5-star reviews. So enjoy.
That CoQ10, it's the best value of the year, and it's also the only time you can get the 500 capsule quantity if you'd like to stock up for the year. So that is still available for 10 minutes.